Hey, Teak Nation, this is Shane McClure, Associate Regional Director for the Northeast, coming to you to talk about academic competition, why it's important, and how we can encourage and inspire our members to help one another to be academically successful. So as an overview, we're going to talk about the importance of it. A lot of you will probably know this already. We're going to talk about some of the competitive formats, staying engaged, and the resources available just to dive in ways and all the opportunities to do the best that you can while you're in school. So the importance of it, there's threefold here. Obviously, the first one is personally important. You're in school to get that degree, to enjoy your time, but you want to get the best out of it as you can. So make sure that we are working with people in our chapter to, set goals for their GPAs and projects, help them through their classes as much as we can, and help them to connect with their major, help them figure out a career path and what they can do to get there. Second fold importance is recruitment. Within your chapter, if you're able to go to a new member or a potential new member and say, we have the highest GPA on our campus, our new members will do better in their first semester than any other organization. That is a great way to bring people in. That is a great way to flaunt yourself and say that we are an organization and a fraternity that stands for more, and we're going to help you get there and make that a priority throughout your time here. So make sure that if you have that, or if you don't know how you measure up against organizations, check. Or if your chapter's on the lower end of it, make it a priority. Focus a little bit more time and effort to make sure that our members are focusing on that and being the group on campus that has stellar academics. And finally, retention. Nobody likes it when the guy from your class was failed out on accident or whatever happened in their life. So putting this as a priority, academics can be very stressful for a lot of people with what they have going on in their family, their personal life, work life, whatever. So having the ability to support one another in the fraternity and have that as a resource is incredibly important for a lot of people to keep them coming back to school and having that opportunity. When I first started school, one of the first things that was told to us in our freshman seminar engineering class was to work together, to find people in class that you work well with, that have same goals as you, and stick with them throughout everything. And, if you don't have as many people in your fraternity in the same major as you can still lean on them to help keep you on top of things within your grades. So the competition part of it, if you are a group that is very competitive, your top IM team, you want to shoot for those high awards and high marks in your campus, shoot for top teak, add a little competition, a little smack talk here and there within your chapter. You can format it however really you want so that it's fair. Class by class, by when you get initiated. You can do it randomly, have people pick teams and do a little draft. Do it by your major or by your college, behavioral sciences, education, STEM, however it goes for your university, so that you have something in common with those people to hype each other up and make it as successful as possible. But then you have incentives there. A lot of organizations or a lot of chapters will have awards at RCV for top GPA. Maybe you do an all GPA academic team like we do on staff with our scholarships. And it's important for that. If you have alumni in a BOA or board of advisors engaged, see if they'd be willing to put together a scholarship for you for top GPA or top new member GPA, or however you'd like to do that, to incentivize that focus. A lot of campuses have awards with 5-star programs, chapter of excellence that require a higher GPA. But again, recruitment is a big one. Have some personal pride in going up to somebody and say, we are the top fraternity in terms of GPA on our campus, and being a part of us will keep you involved with one another and help your grades improve. Staying engaged is the hardest part. You have the teams and you have the awards at the end, and it's what's in the middle, the checkpoints that you're going to do that is going to make or break this program of competition and academic success. So checking in frequently. Have a progress report where every 3 weeks or so, beginning of the semester, before midterms, after midterms, before finals, after finals, however you want to do that, to have people check in and report back to the Hypophedes academics chair committee how they're doing. And give yourself a chance if you're struggling at the end of the year. Everybody has likely had an experience where they have to go to a professor at the end of the semester and ask for extra help. How can I keep myself above this certain threshold that I want to have? It's harder to do that if you've never talked with this person before. So maybe you make that a requirement of the progress reports where they have to sign off and talk to each member about, this is where you're at, this is what's available. you want to form a relationship with that person just as much as you want to form it with your new members during recruitment. Give yourself that opportunity to really get to know your faculty, who you'll probably be working with for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 years, however long. And it's a great way to have them for letters of recommendation in the future if you want to go to grad school, or recommendations from them of where to go to grad school. So push your members to start forming those relationships early and frequently, so that the people within the university, your faculty and staff, understand your commitment to your academics. And then work together. As I said before, it's really hard to go through college alone. That's why a lot of us join these organizations, because we want to form that relationship and those supports. So form study groups, whatever works on how people can improve their study habits, by major, by what year they are, if they're taking similar gen ed classes. Or if you have people who are struggling, they might be below your probation threshold, match them up with somebody who's doing really well so that they can share some tips and hold each other accountable. One thing that's important is that you do also set a threshold of probation for your chapter. A lot of campuses will have that. You have to have a minimum GPA to be a member, stay as a member, or be an officer. Set something a little bit above the bar, so you have a little bit of wiggle room there, and you can check with people before they get to that point where they don't have any other options. Again, have a bunch of checkpoints built along the way if people are struggling, so that we can do as much as we can to help that person before it's too late. And the resources available. On a university campus, I can't even list all of the different opportunities and people that you can go talk to that are there to help you succeed academically. Academic advising. If you are new into your program or starting your program, make sure that you're going to talk with these people about what you need to do next, what classes you should take, and what your course load should be. Or, as is very common, are you in the right major? Do you have a career path that you can go towards and can identify that matches with what you're studying? Work with the career services team on that as well on your campus, so that you are in the right place to be successful and that you have something that you're passionate about that you're going after. Tutoring center can help with your study habits. There's a lot of academic success teams usually on campuses that would be happy to come to your chapter and work with study habits. Take that time to find a space for yourself, either in your apartment, your dorm, or in the library, where you can focus and hunker down and get things done. And then finally, mental health. There's nothing more detrimental to somebody's academic success when their mental state is not in a good place. It's very hard to focus around finals or midterms when you have a lot else going on your plate and on your mind. So take the time to work with a counseling center or similar resource on your campus to check in and check with your members and give them the support that they need. And check in with them anyways during this competition. Make sure that you're having that time to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart. Hey man, how are you doing with your classes? What's going on in your life? Are you stressed out about something? And is there something that we can do to fix it? Maybe you need to go to talk to a professor about one of those things as well, to make sure that they're aware and see if there's anything you can do to accommodate. And again, the teak.org/resources/academics, it's absolutely phenomenal resource to go through and start making marks on how you can organize your academic competition within your chapter, point values, things like that. Take a look at that if this is something that your chapter does not do, and definitely make sure that you have some kind of academic plan. Most universities are requiring this now, but taking that extra step is going to set your organization apart with its intention than anybody else. And we're going to be, building people who have great academics, can manage their time well, they're academically successful, and likely successful in other areas of their life. So take advantage of these resources that are available to you. The bottom line, get the help that you need. Help your members establish what they need done. If they need to improve their study habits, if they need a quiet space for themselves, if they need a group of people to work with, if they need more time with their professors to understand things, whatever that is, help our members to understand that so they can be successful. Get the help that they need to get whatever grades that they're looking for to stay in school, graduate with honors, get that scholarship, get that degree, get that job, get that master's program acceptance letter, whatever that is. Push ourselves, because it all comes from this academic success. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more information, please go to teak.org. Check out some of the other videos on success that we have here on YouTube or our podcast, teak.org/podcast. Talks a lot about how you can improve yourself, your study habits, and your relationships with one another. Thank you all. I love the fraternity. Have a good one.